Welcome on this channel, The Worldview. So, olunaku olwaleero libadde essanyu lya maanyi on both sides, abavuganya gavumenti n'abatavuganya gavumenti. Yeah, this is a general thing. Ffenna kitutwaliramu nti okukozesebwa mu kkooti y'amagye si kintu kirungi. Sooka olabe omulamuzi ng'atowa ebiragiro bonna ababadde bawozesebwa mu kkooti y'amagye balina okuwulizibwa kkooti ya bulijjo balabe emisango egyo bagiri fair. Munnange oyinza okukirabanga political naye nawe ke balikwata ng'oyambadde kamafulagi k'owakaguzi wali mu DT mu Owino ne bakuteekayo ng'ogenda kukozesebwa mu magye ojja okukkiriza because oba owezanga mu byerekera. So kintu kiri geno, kintu nze nkiwa nti kirungi bwe tubaga ne tuli b'amagye lwaki oba otutwala mu magye okuwoza. So tekiri political n'omulundi n'ogumu, kintu kitukwatako ffenna buli kiisi nti oli munnansi wa Uganda. So omulamuzi bino byayogera ku nsonga z'okukozesebwa mu magye katumuwulireko.
All charges or ongoing criminal trials or pending trials before the courts martial involving civilians must immediately cease and be transferred. Order. I'm going to chase you out.
Segona musanyufu nnyo.
This is not cloud nine.
Abadde looya w'abaana abali magye mu court martial oba mu abali mu kkomera bawozesebwa mu kkooti y'amagye abadde musaale nnyo. Olwakubeera waliwo looya oli omulala ow'ekira oyo naye abadde musaale nnyo okuwozesa abaana abali mu kkooti y'amagye.
This judgment, you just know, don't stop this clapping thing.
Mukuwozesa mu kuwolereza.
This judgment shall have no retrospective effect on any conviction made and sentences imposed prior to the date of this judgment, save where the conviction and sentence is being challenged in a court of law. All pending trials or partly had criminal cases that fall under the civil law court's jurisdiction, which are against members of the UPDF who are subject to service law, must be transferred to the civil courts with competent jurisdiction.
Ebibadde mu kkooti katusubire nti amagye ganagondera ebiragiro bya kkooti ne gateeka ekiragiro kino mu nkola ne batawozesa abantu mu kkooti z'amagye. Naye nga temwerabira okusubscribinga ku YouTube channel Worldview. Thank you.
Of courts martial, save for the hearing of disciplinary matters pertaining to serving officers. All convictions and sentences passed by courts martial would be suspended. A pathway would be put in place to ensure that all citizens hitherto convicted and sentenced by the military courts martial have their convictions and sentences subjected to judicial review before a civilian court of competent jurisdiction to determine whether the convict received a fair hearing and impartial prosecution. This order would not apply to persons who were convicted and sentenced by courts martial and have already served their sentences. For efficiency and proportionality purposes, I would invoke the doctrine of prospective annulment on decisions, orders, and sentences of courts martial which have already been served. That notwithstanding, I would order that all cases currently pending trial before the courts martial be suspended forthwith. An injunction doth issue restraining the instigation, reopening, or continuance of the respondent's trial before the General Court Martial or other courts martial. I join issue with the recommendations or advisory orders proposed by the Honorable the Chief Justice. To these, I would humbly wish to propose a status of the offender determination in civilian courts. When the necessary legislative amendments have occurred, it should be imperative that prior to subjecting a civilian or person considered so by color of right before future courts-martial, a status of offender determination be made to the High Court of Uganda. Such investigation should be subject to the highest scrutiny, akin to extradition proceedings or movement of jurisdiction.